another first down, but it will be a long one for Middletown.
And of course, they only throw that, it's a safety and come up with a knee injury, so they're going to throw that every time. It's pretty rare when you see that. It's usually pretty egregious when it is. So, and it happened away from the play. It looked like the flag was thrown on the far side of the field. The sweep came to the near side. So, Middletown's really hurt themselves. Otherwise, they moved the football.
Going to bring up a 1st and 24. Ball on the 17-yard line. Middletown moving left to right. Fry in the pistol formation drops back and a quick slant to Wilkins, and it's up in the air and picked off by Echeverria. Concord's ball.
Wow, that was a great job. It looked like that was Stephen Forwood who actually jumped that route right in front of the receiver up into the air, and Echeverria comes down with it. And we know Echeverria has great hands. He's one of the better receivers in the Flay Day Conference as well.
For Echeverria, that is his second interception of the season. So a turnover there, the first interception of the game, but for Middletown, their third turnover. Going to bring up a 1st and 10 on the Middletown 31. Kokenauer on the left hash mark, moving right to left. It's a give to Graham Roberts. He kind of tiptoes his way around the right side, looking for a block. Can't find one. And about 6 blue jerseys bring him down after a gain of 1 to the 30-yard line.
The only thing I can say is you got to love Coach Mitchell and Concord's persistence. They are determined to get Graham Roberts some carries. You actually mentioned this early. We don't know how long a night this is going to be for him because he's been
see it on radio, obviously, if you're watching on 302 Sports. He's got his left ankle is wrapped in black. His right ankle is wrapped in tape. A quick out to Jared Hill, gets it on his own 32, scampers around the left side and gets knocked out of bounds. That was a big hit by Raekwon Green, but not until Hill picked up a first down.
Great job again there. That was the play they ran earlier in the first quarter. They actually let Hill try to get a one-on-one move. This time he had some blocking out there picked up. He was able to make a move away from his defensive back, so a great job. They've got to stretch the field at points. That's a great start.
First down Concord. They trail 7-0, 7:30 to play here at Cavalier Stadium. They're moving right to left. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the Middletown 17-yard line. I formation, the Roberts brothers in the I. It's going to be a sweep to the right. Avery leading his brother Graham, who gets over the tackle, but is going to be brought down at the 15-yard line.
Really nice job again of pursuit and taking it to the edge, the Middletown defense. The only reason he even got back to the line of scrimmage was because of his brother. Avery threw a nice lead block out there, but just not much going on in terms of the running game for Concord.
Avery Roberts and Jalen Whitehead involved in a little scuffle toward the play there. Avery may be trying to block a little bit late. And out to the left, I formation. The tailback is Graham Roberts. He gets it, runs into his own player, and then is brought down and barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
That was frustrating. He ran right into Avery Roberts. There was apparently some miscommunication. The way Roberts ran out, I would tend to put that on Kokenauer, the way they both reacted to that. But Graham Roberts just gave him no chance there at all. And you have to admit, Avery Roberts has got a difficult job tonight. He's basically being given the job of a Mack truck.
5 on the year. We might see him if they can't convert. Kokenauer drops back. The blitz is on. He fires into the end zone, looking for his man. Falls incomplete. So going to bring up a 4th down. Looked like they were trying to get the ball to Jared Hill, who was double covered there, and the ball actually flew out of bounds.
It did, and Kokenauer again got hit almost immediately after throwing the ball. I'm not even.
And so they are going to try a field goal. Ibrahim is on. Kokenauer holds the ball. They've got the ball marked at the 21. Kick is up. Plenty of leg. Is it good? It is.
Holy smokes.
A 31-yard field goal by Ibrahim pulls Concord within 7-3 with 5:52 to play here. We're going to take our last break of the first half. It's Middletown 7, Concord 3. You're listening to Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week. Watching it live on 302 Sports.
Virginia. In Virginia, we all come together, not just doing the things we love, but making them better. The future grows brighter for your family and mine, with every taste, every memory, and adventure we find. To keep loving Virginia, we must all... Virginia.org is a great place to start. Furnished by Virginia Tourism Corporation and the Maryland, D.C. and Delaware Broadcaster Associations in cooperation with this station.
Third of the season pulls Concord within 7-3, 5:52 to play here at Cavalier Stadium in Middletown. John Busby along with Marty Sheehan. Ibrahim booms the kick, and it's going to go to Kedrick yard line. and he runs right up the middle, finds a seam, and if not for a tackle by Lennox Nemhard at the 40-yard line, he would have been gone.
Kedrick does such a great job of finding the smallest seam in the defense. It didn't look like that was going to be set up to be a big return. The Concord was right down the middle of the field, but just finding the little Dale, it was Whitehead, brings it all the way out in great field.
Ball, defenders with him, still going down to the 28.
He got away from the first two defenders, and then he literally broke 4 or 5 tackles and then carried 3 or 4 defenders for an additional 5 yards. Just an amazing effort from Kedrick Whitehead.
1st and 10, ball on the Concord 29-yard line. They're on the right hash mark now. Whitehead is still in the game. Actually, he has come out. Fry's going to drop back. He fires over the middle, looking for Edeline. Touchdown! 29-yard strike from Fry to Edeline, and it's 13-3.
We talked about Fry acting like an upperclassman at times. That time he did. Edeline had his man beat, but the defender had the inside, which was the route that Edeline was running. So Fry just threw it over the other shoulder, and he put it high enough for Edeline to adjust to it. He comes down with the catch, and it's a touchdown. That is just great communication between quarterback and wide receiver.
So just like that, Middletown goes up 13, and Justin Gotthold is going to try to make his 49th extra point of the season to give his team a 13-3 lead. The snap is back, the hold is down, and it's just kind of first time all season. But Middletown still with a 13-3. And boy, we have to thank them for the outstanding design of Fox Sports 1290 football poster on our website at foxsports1290am.com and for all your video needs. Alrighty, Will Nylander getting ready to kick off here. His team up 13-3. He booms it into the end zone where Kyle Batch will catch it but not be able to take it out. They will start on their own 20-yard line.
Great kick. You'd love for your kicker to be able to put it in the end zone every time there. This is tough for the Concord offense. They haven't been able to get anything going with the straight running game, even the pitches, the sweeps. They've not been able to get anything going as the Middletown defense. They did have
the give is to Roberts. No surprise there as he is in double digits carries after his first game back since the Sally's game, and he's going to pick up 5 yards up.
And get away, but Middletown know the ball. They're going to hill these, so they were ready.
Minutes to play. Clock is running. Mark Del Percio is going to save his 2 timeouts for when they are a quick strike ready to punt it away. Johnston and Wilkins are back on their own 45. It's a shorter punt than usual, and it takes a Middletown bounce, and it's going to be touched by Raquan Mack at the 49-yard line. So Middletown will take over with 1:37 to play half and a 13. And Wilkins, remember their star wide receiver, Anthony Del Percio, is on the sideline. It's going to be a sweep to the left to Kedrick Whitehead. He kind of dances around trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe got back to the line. No pickup there. Going to bring up a 2nd down, and Mark Del Percio is not taking his timeout now.
No, I'm actually surprised he's not. They're going to, of course, go with their hurry-up offense here.
I think they were trying to catch over to the right side. Out of bounds, going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Dangerous throw there. I actually think he was throwing that away. He saw the safety over the top that time and just made sure he got that out of bounds. And if you're Mark Del Percio, you have such faith in your defense that maybe, these risks don't seem so risky.
No, and this might be two down play here. 3rd and 10 on the Concord 48, 1:08 to play. It's a hesitation and then a give up the middle to Kedrick Whitehead. It breaks 2 tackles, and then Hill had him, it looked like, but Whitehead bounced right off him and then was finally brought down by Raquan Mack at the 43-yard line, and Del Percio is going to what I have him for his 2nd timeout with 56 seconds left to play.
Under him by Hill. He kept his balance with his right hand and kept on chugging forward. Brings up a 4th and manageable for this Middletown offense. I'd be very surprised if they punt here being inside Concord territory.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Mark Del Percio would have called timeout necessarily. to punt the ball. Remember, the one time they did drop back to punt, it was Drew Fry that dropped back, and he hit Shane Wilkins for that big first down play there. So even if they line up in punt formation, there is no guarantee that it's going to be a punt. 4th and 5, ball on the Concord 43-yard line. 46 seconds left to play. Middletown with a 13-3 lead. They are moving left to right as we see it. 2 wide receivers, Wilkins and Johnson out to the right. One wide receiver out to the left. That's Kedrick Whitehead lined up behind Fry. Fry drops back. 4-man rush for Concord. They break through. Fires to the right side. The catch is made, and then quickly out of bounds. Avery Roberts on the tackle. The catch was made there by Ryan Fields.
Wow, that's
the
a
big
first
tight
down.
end.
Yeah, he just got the first down. I think he's probably maybe a quarter of a yard past that first down marker. Middletown thinks it is, but this is one of those times we talked about, I thought they were going to measure. They actually really nice job, a pitch and catch there to stay in bounds before he's blasted by Avery Roberts.
That might be Ryan Fields' first catch of the season, at least according to the stat sheet that I have. Now, the refs have stopped the clock here. Maybe they're going to discuss whether they should have gone with that. I can't believe they didn't mark it.
I don't either.
They didn't measure. Ball on the 37. Another case, and we've talked about this all year long, Marty, where I think they should have brought the stick.
I'm shocked they didn't, especially when the coach is so much, complaining about the measurement. You got to give it.
Takes a couple minutes is all it takes. Fry drops back, first down, 48 seconds to play, and Avery Roberts with a big sack in the backfield. That's his 5th sack of the season. Couldn't come at a better time as Fry has dropped back to what was the original line of scrimmage on the 48.
Yeah, Avery was on the blitz, and unfortunately Fry rolled right in his direction as he came to his blocker. Just not a chance for Fry to get away.
Penalty of the game for them. Concord.
Yeah, Jalen Whitehead was out here and he couldn't decide where to line up, and the snap became imminent, which of course is when the ref will throw that flag.
Clock is running, 18 seconds to play here in the first half. Fry drops back, he's chased by Mack out, flushed out, he fires over the middle, and the ball is intercepted by Concord and then fumbled, and then it looks like Edeline is on top of it, and it's going to be Middletown ball. Jasper Brown with the original interception and then fumbled it, and it's going to be Middletown ball on their own 30-yard line.
Oh, boy, if you're Concord, that's where you just feel like you're absolutely snake bit. Fry made the cardinal sin of throwing across his body late over the middle, the ball off, and then, of course, in those situations as the defender, you're trying to get, and he tried to make something happen. He got tackled from.
It'll be the last play of this first half. Barring a defensive penalty, or if Middletown scores, obviously they would then have the opportunity for the extra point or the conversion. 5 seconds to play, 13-3. Middletown here producing for 302 Sports. Got us all hooked up, so we really only missed one segment. Didn't miss it. We did it by phone and then jumped right back on the headset. So Middletown is going to kick.
47-yard field goal.
A 47-yard field goal by Will Nylander. And I'm not sure if Nylander has tried any field goals all season. That's not part of the stat package. He's not converted one. We know that. But a 47-yard, the wind is crosswind, and the kick is up, and it's going to be short and right, and it's going to be fielded in the end zone by Eric Davis, which means it's a touchback as time runs out. So 1 half in the books here at Cavalier Stadium, Middletown, with a 13-3 lead over Concord. Coming up, we're going back to the studio where Ronnie Vickers will have your halftime report. You're listening to the Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week and watching it live on 302 Sports.
Every body is unique and every mind is equally unique. Goals for half the price. Right now, log on to foxsports1290am.com and get a 1-year membership for just $99.50. Challenge yourself with yoga, spin, Zumba, Sweatfest, and more. Dover Gym is open 24/7 with everything you need for a successful fitness journey. Get your half-off membership right now at foxsports1290am.com.
If your favorite part of fajitas is the tender USDA Choice Angus steak or slow-cooked chicken,
just wasn't able to get through, ripped him down. Really nice job by Weatherford, who's actually
here in the press box. 2nd and 7, less than a minute into this third quarter. Middletown leading Concord 13-3. John Busby along with Marty Sheehan. Kokenauer's going over the top trying to hit his tight end. Now they're going to throw a flag, and I think that's going to be that situation where Raekwon Green did not get turned around fast enough.
That's exactly it. And you know what? Right before that play happened, a candy wrapper or something flew back into the faces of the Concord team. That ball, when he threw it, it looked like he had a man with about 3 steps trying to catch up. He didn't know the ball died in the wind and unfortunately ran right into the back of the receiver, but never did turn around, and you're going to get that call for pass interference every time.
5th penalty of the night on Middletown is going to give Concord a 1st and 10, ball on their own 33-yard line. 11:13 to play here in the third quarter. John Busby along with Marty Sheehan. 1st and 10, ball on the 38-yard line, Batch goes in motion. The give is to Kyle Batch on the right to left. He cuts back. We got another flag, probably going to be a hold. And Batch is taken down after a pickup of about 4. And I think this one's going to come back.
Yeah, I think this is a hold on number 56, Jimmy Farragher. It looked like he actually just literally tackled the Middletown defender as the running back was trying to get the edge. And it was right, literally the official was standing about 2 yards away from that, so he saw it right away. Another killer penalty for Concord. Again, their offense is just not built for these long down and distance situations.
So just when they had some momentum against Middletown, they're back, and it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard. I'm sorry, it's going to be 1st and 23, ball on the 25-yard line. Moving right to left, Concord in the all-white uniforms, the maroon helmets, and the maroon numbers. Graham Roberts, the only man in the back of the field. Nemhard goes in motion. The give is to Roberts, and he is upended by Shane Wilkins right at the 31-yard line.
Wow, that was almost a self-defense tackle by Wilkins. Bam Roberts was coming in full steam. He sort of hit the deck, and Roberts tripped right over the top of him. A really hard landing there for Graham Roberts. You know, it's kind of interesting. I have not seen Avery Roberts in the fullback position in this half. I don't know if that's something they're changing, but it is just Graham Roberts lined up back there by himself.
2nd and 18, ball on the 31-yard line for Concord, lined up right in the middle of the field, and it's going to be a pitch to the right. That's Graham Roberts trying to inch his way around, and that's Wilkins who got underneath him, made the tackle once again after a pickup of about 2.
Yeah, Wilkins has found the kryptonite for Graham Roberts, and that's just take him out at the legs. It's kind of a vicious-looking tackle, but you know what? A guy Wilkins' size is not going to be able to take on Bam Roberts head on, so he's doing a really nice job of making sure he gets him to the ground.
3rd and 15, ball on the 33-yard line, just under 10 minutes to play here.
And Roberts just limped off the field and is now sitting on the sideline
with
after
his
that
helmet
last
off.
hit. Yes.
And so hard to tell there. It looks like he's trying to stretch something out, but frustrated with his helmet off. We'll see. Try to keep an eye on him. That would be a big loss for Concord if he can't get back into the game. Kokenauer drifts out to the left and fires left, looking for Nemhard. He gets dragged down, and here comes the flag. That's going to be a pass interference on Raekwon Green.
You know, I actually think that was the same exact type of play. He tried to get the pass out there to Lennox Nemhard, and the ball just defender ran him over again. If you see, the wind is blowing from our left to right, and it's really affecting the passing of Kokenauer, but fortunately for them, twice it's resulted in pass interference calls for Middletown.
And the fans, you can hear the moaning and groaning. I think they're saying it was an uncatchable ball, which you could argue, but you could also argue it was uncatchable because he got dragged down.
That's exactly it. Yeah, he got dragged down, and the wind, that's a very tough subjective call for a referee to say that that's uncatchable.
Now, because they do mark it off from the spot of the foul, and they barely got the first down by about a half a yard, another case where I thought they might measure, but
I actually
choose
thought
not
they would
to.
too. They just decided go ahead and move the sticks.
1st and 10, ball on the 48. Concord moving right to left, trying to put a drive together. Graham Roberts still on the sideline. Simpson is in for him. Nemhard goes in motion, and it's going to be a sweep around the right-hand side, an end around, I should say. And Nemhard is taken out of bounds. Look like they're going to mark it at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that was a really nice end around, just that speed sweep by Nemhard. That's the first time we've seen them run that tonight. So Middletown has not been account for him.
2nd and 3, ball on the 45-yard line, the Middletown 45. That is And Byron Simpson remains the lone back in the backfield. Both slots are filled up. Nemhard goes in motion again to give it to Simpson up the middle, a big hole, and he's going to pick up a first down, taken down at the 38-yard line.
You know, this is action we've seen from Concord a ton on tape where they fake that speed sweep and then run it up the middle. It's not something we really saw a lot from them in the first half. So they're actually making some adjustment here, making Middletown account for the speedster Nemhard, who's going to the outside, and then running it up the middle with the Simpson, who's more of the bruising runner.
Two different kind of backs. Graham Roberts, as you pointed out, kind of takes his time looking for the hole. Nemhard just goes full head of steam, face forward. This time it's Batch in motion. They give it to Simpson up the middle again, and he's taken down at the 34-yard line.
You know what really didn't account for is the fresh legs of Simpson and Nemhard in this second half. Graham Roberts, again, coming off the injury, he ran so many times in that first half. You're getting these fresh legs against this Middletown defense now, and so far so good for Concord. And we've seen them try, even though they haven't been successful, they have if you count the pass interference calls. They're not completing passes, but they are trying to stretch the field, and I think that helps.
2nd and 6 on the Middletown 34, 8:22 to play. Concord trails 13-3 here in the third quarter at Cavalier Stadium. You can hear the cowbells. The give is to Batch, lined up in the backfield this time. He shakes one tackle before he's brought down by Jalen Whitehead at the 25-yard line. Going to be another first down for Concord.
Batch has that quick cut ability that we see from Kedrick Whitehead on Middletown's side. He's a smaller, shifty runner. It's easy to lose him in some of the bigger bodies of the offensive line, but he hits that hole so quickly, and by the time you find him, he's already to the second level, and he's got another first down.
Good Concord crowd here trying to get the fans fired up. 7:55 to play. They trail 13-3. Ball's on the 26-yard line, closer to the left hash mark than the right. Jared Hill lined up on the left side. Both slots are filled. Nemhard goes in motion. The give is to Simpson up the middle, and he's brought down, maybe picked up a yard before he was brought down by Jeff Lockwood.
Great job by Jeff Lockwood there. He fought off a big block from one of the big offensive linemen, Samuel Owens, for Concord. Did a nice job getting low and slicing in there to stop the running back before he could get past the line of scrimmage.
They are going to give him a yard. 2nd and 9, ball on the 25-yard line. 7:18 to play. 13-3. Middletown hanging on to a 10-point lead. And to give us to Nemhard this time, he's going to follow the block of Simpson. He cuts back in, is going to get to about the 21-yard line, going to bring up a third and about 5.
It's another one of those cases where I think the play was hampered a little bit. Kokenauer ran into Nemhard. We've seen that a number of times tonight. And again, just to emphasize, Kokenauer did miss the first 8 games of the season, so he's still getting into the swing of things here a little bit. But another positive yardage and a third and manageable for this Concord offense.
Kokenauer runs the play back on the field. 3rd and 5 on the 21-yard line, moving right to left. They're now on the right hash mark. Jared Hill comes out and lines up on the left. Nemhard and Batch are in the slot. Simpson, the lone back. Kokenauer under center. Nemhard goes in motion. It's a fake to him, and on the misdirection, Batch gets it, but he's brought down by about 11 jerseys on the Middletown defense. No gain.
Yeah, that was a nifty-looking play where they faked the speed sweep again, and then they faked the hit right up the middle. It just took a little bit too long. The speed of Middletown, again, they're so quick in adjusting. You've got to do more quick hitters with them or get it to the edge. They're just so tough when you run any kind of draw play or any kind of a counter play where there's a little bit of time that elapses in between the initial block and the defensive line getting off that block.
They gave him a yard. It's going to bring up a 4th and 4 on the Middletown 20. This drive started on their own 20-yard line. They're going for it. At least they're lining up as if they're going for it. Batch, the lone back. Avery Roberts lined up on the right. So is Simpson. They're going to give it to Batch, and he's going to follow Avery Roberts and Simpson, and it looks like he's going to be short of a first down.
Great job by the Middletown defense. It was actually, he got a lot closer than I thought he would. Again, Batch, once he hits that hole, he does it so quickly. It looks like we're finally going to get our first measurement of the night tonight. So, yeah, he actually, Batch did not look like he was going to get much past the line of scrimmage, but shifted into another gear and got very close.
And he got a good spot because I thought he got a very generous spot, and they are going to bring out the sticks and see. They're eyeing it up.
Yeah, Middletown celebrated immediately.
Right.
They thought it wasn't even close.
So did I.
The spot was very, very generous to Concord.
And I don't know whether that was a second half effort. It took place on as far away as we can see it, and there were about 5 jerseys wrapped around the ball carrier, and we're waiting for the measurement. The sticks are out. 5:40 to play. This is a big spot, and Middletown is going to take over.
Yeah, it looked like it was about a quarter of a yard, maybe 6-10 inches short there. a really, really nice job. You know what? A great drive by Concord, and that's a knife in the heart if you're the Concord offense. You worked so hard coming down the field. They started to stretch it with some passing offense there, and then to have it end right there with, you 4th and 4, and you get about you get about 3 3/4 of a yard. Very tough for Concord offense there.
A drive that consumed 6 minutes and 20 seconds
drive.
As we're at the 5:40 mark. Middletown takes over on their own 17-yard line with a 13-3 lead. Whitehead gets the ball and is taken down, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they end up marking it. Going to bring up a second down. Marty, it's important, I think, for Middletown to put together a few first downs. That defense was on the field for a long time.
They were on for almost half the quarter there. You're right. It's important to pick up at least one first down if you're Drew Fry in this offense.
And it's second down. It's a fake to Whitehead. Then they whip it out to the middle. That's Johnston, and a great solo tackle there by Echeverria, who hangs on as help arrives. And it's going to bring up a third down ball on the 24-yard line.
If you're a coach, that's just absolutely how you draw it up if you're Concord coach Greg Mitchell. Echeverria grabbing onto the legs of the receiver, not letting him go, waiting for help to come. Great job.
Third, Fry drops back. He whips it out. He's got Wilkins, makes a nice catch, shakes 2 tackles before he's brought down at the 35. Going to be a first down, Middletown.
Wow, if you didn't see that, it's hard to appreciate how not simple that catch was by Wilkins. He stopped and the ball was thrown about a yard ahead of him. He stuck his hands out. It was a laser beam. Great hands by Shane Wilkins.
We're going to mark it at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. A hurry-up offense. Fry drops back, and he looks like he's going to throw. Instead, he hands it off to Whitehead, who shakes 2 tackles. Another one before Avery Roberts brings him down. Couple body tackles there by Concord instead of the arms.
Yeah, a little draw play there by Middletown. They had some success with that in the first half. This time, Concord was all over that. And, they got the first down. They're still moving at a breakneck pace here as Middletown.
4:22 to play. 13-3 lead for Middletown. 2nd and 9. Fry drops back. The rush is on, and he's brought down. That's a sack by Earl Jeter, his 5th sack of the season, 2nd tonight.
That's a great job by Earl Jeter. Yeah, we haven't heard too much from him tonight. He and Raekwon Mack have kind of been neutralized and been able to get to Fry. That time they did fight, but great coverage by the Concord defense.
L.J. McWilliams is hurt. While they tend to him, we're going to take our first break. Middletown leads Concord 13-3. You're listening to Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week and watching it live on 302 Sports.
The area's largest family-owned and operated pet supply store is proud to support University of Delaware Blue Hens football. Concord Pet Foods and Supplies with 29 locations was started here in Delaware by Larry Muchler 35 years ago. Experience the difference at Concord Pet. Their outstanding staff will help you with everything your pet needs. Plus, the frequent buyer program allows you to earn free food, litter, and more. It's Concord Pet Foods and Supplies. Online at ConcordPetFoods.com. Go Hens!
Welcome back to the Delaware High School Football Game of the Week on Fox Sports 1290.
John Busby along with Marty Sheehan. 4:02 to play in the third quarter. Middletown with a 13-3 lead over Concord as L.J. McWilliams, the big 5'11", 250-pound offensive lineman for Middletown, is originally helped off by a couple trainers, and they had to be rescued because he's a big guy.
He's a bigger kid. Yes, he is.
So a couple players head out to pick him up. It is 3rd and 11. Ball on the 35. A big play here for the Concord defense. They'd love to get that offense back on the field. Whitehead is in the backfield. Fry drops back, and he's being chased out. Mack giving chase and brings him down. Going to bring up a 4th and 10.
I'm not really sure what the goal of that play was. They didn't have a receiver on that side. They had a receiver, Edelin, going down the middle, but there wasn't much over there for Fry to use as a safety valve. Excuse me, it looks like it was Wilkins over there, but yeah, there just wasn't much on that side as he rolled out to his left. Good job by the Concord defense in forcing a 4th down situation. They're going to get the ball back. It's been a pretty impressive third quarter for them defensively and offensively so far.
Echeverria back for Kylander. Boots it. It's almost blocked by Concord, and it's going to bounce at the 38-yard line, take a Concord bounce, and going to be down there by Whitehead at the 41-yard line. So Concord will take over. Let me remind you to tune in to the Blue Hens Football Coaches Show every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on 94.7 WDSD as the voice of the Blue Hens. Scott Claxton talks this year is the UD Basketball Coaches Show with Tina Martin and Martin Inglesby. The first half an hour is Martin Inglesby and Scott Klatskin. The second half hour is Matt Janis and Tina Martin. check out the websites for the schedule. Concord takes over. The give is up the middle to Simpson, and he's going to be brought down at the 47-yard line, going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Boy, Simpson hit that hole quick. He leaped over someone in the initial pile on the line of scrimmage, and then he really lowered the boom on 2 of the defensive backs for Middletown before he went down. So a really nice pickup on first down for Simpson, who really,
and so Simpson is still in the backfield. Both slots are filled by Nemhart and Batch. Jared Hill is out to the left, and the give is going to be to Simpson up the middle, and he's met immediately first by Jalen Evans, and then he bounces off that tackle, but only escapes to pick up a couple yards. Probably got back to the line of scrimmage, ball on the 47-yard line.
Jalen Evans was smacking himself in the head. He wanted that tackle. He wrapped up Simpson right away, but then let go when he thought Simpson was going down. Simpson just kept those legs churning. Again, ended up getting about a yard or so.
Graham Roberts, who went out on the last possession with an injury of some sort. We can't confirm that it was the ankle that he came into the game with or something else, but he is not even holding his helmet on the far sideline. We've probably seen the last of him. 3rd and 4, the give is to Batch up the middle, and Batch has run well when given a chance, picks up a first down.
You know, every time they give it to Batch, he goes off that right tackle, looks like, and he's found a little seam. The offensive line doing a nice job over there, and Batch is able to find his way through.
1:44 to play, and we've got an injured Concord player, so we're going to take our second break. Middletown with a 13-3 lead. You're listening to Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week and watching it live on 302 Sports.
Bird Exclusion Pest Control.
From
and turned it into a highly contaminated facility, birds can spread illness and disease via their feces. The effect they can have on a food service facility or warehouse can be devastating. Royal Pest Bird Exclusion Specialists will put a program together to protect your people and products, and that will also protect your reputation. Royal Pest, planet-friendly solutions to your pest problems.
High school football on Fox Sports 1290, foxsports1290am.com, and iHeartRadio Fox Sports 1290.
John Busby along with Marty Sheehan. Middletown's got a 13-3 lead. Concord's got a 1st and 10 on the Middletown 46. That was Kyle Batch, who was the runner on the last play, and then down with an injury. He went off on his own power. They're already missing star running back Graham Roberts, who made his first game back after a couple of games off with an injury. Kokenauer takes the snap. He gives it off to Simpson. Simpson rumbles up the middle, going to pick up about 3 yards.
Simpson's a really strong kid. He gets to the line of scrimmage and then kind of just, even if there's no daylight there, he fights his way through. He's another one of those guys that seems to always come up with positive yardage. Picks up
0.7 yards per carry. Now, he's only got 114 yards. Hasn't played a lot, but with Roberts being down, he did get quite a few carries along with Nemhart and Batch. 2nd and 7, ball on the 44-yard line. Goes in motion right to left, and it's going to be Nemhart on the carry and about the first down to about the 41-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down with less than a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. 40 seconds ticking away on the clock.
Not much there from Nemhart, but again, Concord is really pounding away at Middletown. John, you said it, I think. They've had this ball for the vast majority of this 3rd quarter. Unfortunately, they don't have anything to show for it right now.
26 seconds left to play. Concord's going to have to snap the ball to avoid a delay of game penalty. It's 3rd and 5 on the 41-yard line. 2 guys in the backfield, and the give is going to be to Nemhart. He's going to try to get around the right side, and a nice job by the defense there. That was back into the inside, and he's brought down, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Wilkins does such a nice job slicing through the line and then going down low on the defenders, not in a dangerous way of any sort, but a really nice job of tripping up the runners. He did it with Graham Roberts a few times. He was able to do it there. Really good job of his Concord defense.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter, a scoreless one here at Cavaliers Stadium. When we come back, Middletown leading 13-3. You're listening to the Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week and watching it live on 302 Sports.
iHeartRadio, straight from the studio.
I didn't realize the quarter was over.
This is the art that I create. I'm lucky enough to have the ability to share it. I don't care if it sells 1 or 20 million copies. I need to write the record.
Bon Jovi's new album, This House Is Not For Sale, on iTunes now. Sponsored by Island Records. Find more by searching Bon Jovi at iHeartRadio.com.
2007 to 2016. 10 seasons of high school football on Fox Sports 1290 and foxsports1290am.com.
We've got a good one here at Cavalier Stadium. The host, Middletown, 13-3 over Concord right now. Concord's got the ball with a 4th and 5 coming up on the 41-yard line here, and this is going to be a big play for Concord, Marty. I would imagine they're going to go for it.
I don't think you have any choice at this point. They've been moving the ball. They have the the Middletown defense on their heels. They've been on the field a long time in this second half. I think this is the perfect opportunity to go for it. And looks like to the point where they're going to bring in Avery Roberts and put him in the backfield.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether he's a decoy or whether he will actually carry the ball. Hasn't carried the ball much all season. When he's in the backfield, he's usually blocking for his brother Graham, but he is the lone back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers out to the left. That's Echeverria and Hill. Nemhart is in the slot, and Kokenauer is going to drop back over the middle, and the ball is tipped and falls incomplete. That was Ralph Alisi who made the tip, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Raiders.
And I got to give credit to Jeff Lockwood there, too. The linebacker came blitzing through and hit Kokenauer again. We've seen it so many times where Kokenauer has gone back to throw before Kokenauer may have wanted.
So Concord's defense is on the field, and they've got one job and one job only, and that is to keep Middletown from getting in the end zone, because if they do, this game might be over. 1st and 10 on their own 41. Fry is dropped back in the pistol. He hands off to Whitehead. Whitehead is spun around several times by Tyler Norvell before he is finally brought down. Loss of 1 to the 40.
Whitehead may be one of the hardest runners in the state we've seen to bring down. He has fought through so many tackles. He's taken a lot of punishment, by the way, as well.
2nd and 11, ball on the 40-yard line. Whitehead is in the backfield. The fake toss to him. Fry's rolling out, gets out of trouble, throws it up over the middle, and almost coming up with a great catch is Edeline, and Echeverria helped tip it away, going to bring up a 3rd down.
You know, again, not the best decision by Fry there. He was off the wrong foot. He threw against his body, and he threw into this wind. He almost got the receiver coming back to make that catch, but that was a really dangerous throw into double coverage.
3rd and 11 on their own 40-yard line, moving right to left into the wind as we see it and feel it, and it's kind of a delayed screen to Whitehead. He's across the 45, escapes one tackle, across the 50, forced out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Going to be a 1st down. A couple tacklers using their body instead of their arms.
You know,
Marty.
Eric Davis had him dead to rights, and you're absolutely right. They used their bodies to try to deliver a hit to knock him out of bounds instead of wrapping him up, and we've seen him so many times get out of those situations.
To play, 13-3 lead for Middletown, going right to left. The win locks up the number 1 seed in the tournament. Fry drops back, throwing deep, looking for Wilkins, and incomplete on the coverage there was Echeverria, and Stephen forward will bring up a 2nd and 10.
That is a major league arm that just delivered that throw
into the wind.
He threw that into the wind. That thing never got more than 12 feet off the ground and was 35 yards down the field. So, yeah, just a beautiful job by Drew Fry. And, again, putting it where only his receiver could get it.
Drew Fry, the son of Dale Fry, an all-state quarterback here at Middletown, went on to play at the University of Delaware, and the handoff and the gain of about 6 yards there. That's Jeff Lockwood getting a rare carry, but making the most out of it.
You know, it goes to show again, though, these kids from Middletown, when they get their opportunities, they take advantage of them. Lockwood has done a really nice job in spot duty tonight.
Lockwood only a junior, so he'll right in. That was Ryan Field. That's going to cost them 5 yards. Their 3rd penalty of the second half, their 7th of the game.
Yeah, of course, Ryan Fields ruins it. He has his first catch in the first half. He's all excited. Now we say his name a second time. This time for its false start.
Not a good one. So 10 Drew Fry alone in the backfield, drops back. Now he's pushed out to the left, and he's going to be brought out of bounds by Simpson. They're going to mark it at about the 39-yard line. Let's say the 38, actually. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3, actually a 4th and 3.
You know, it's a pretty underrated part of Fry's game. He's not going to win any speed contests by any means, but he can get out there. He moves around well in the pocket. And when he sees that something's broken down, there's nothing there, he does a good job of getting it
down tonight, that being out only from a yard, but still was a good one. He takes the snap, fakes it to Whitehead, and then works his way around the right side, and a big fourth down conversion. Going to be a first down, Middletown. Keep that offense on the field and the clock running.
That's a really nice job by Fry. I'm not sure how much I love the call exposing him to big hits from that Concord defense, but hey, got the job done. And you know what he did? He actually went down when he got to the first down marker on his own.
Only a sophomore playing like a senior. 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line of Concord. Fry drops back. He's looking into the end zone deep, and it's almost intercepted. And it's going to be incomplete. Nice defense there by Jared Hill. They were trying to get the ball into Jalen Whitehead, but incomplete. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
And I kind of feel like we actually got a little kick up of wind in the booth at the same time he threw that pass. I actually think that got disrupted a little bit in the wind. That looked like it may have been a touchdown when it left his hand.
Hurry-up offense as it's been all night and all season. Fry gives it to Whitehead. Whitehead working his way up in the middle before he's brought down by Raquan Mack, a pickup of about 8.
I seriously can't remember one time where Whitehead has gone down on the first hit. He has at least gotten past that first level just about every time he's touched it.
Going to call it 3rd and 4 where they marked it. Fry drops back again. He's looking out to the right this time. He's got Wilkins, and this time Echeverria wraps him up like you're supposed to, but not until Wilkins picks up a first down.
No, and again, that's Drew Fry showing off that arm with an out pass to the far sideline to Wilkins, who's done a nice job of hauling in every one of these line drives that Fry's thrown him tonight.
And that's all set up by those long passes he's been able to throw. They've got to respect the deep pattern there. This time it's a pitch to the left. Whitehead cuts back in, but can't get away from Avery Roberts heading to Nebraska next year, and you can see why as he brings down Kedrick Whitehead behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be a loss of about 5.
You said it. We talked about Whitehead getting away from the defenders earlier. You're not going to get away from Avery Roberts. He's just too mechanically sound in his tackling.
9:12 to play here in the game. Middletown with a 13-3 lead and driving, but a 5-yard loss brings up a 2nd 15. They got 3 wide receivers out to the right. And that is Lockwood in the backfield, and he's just in there to block, but can't do the job on Raquan Mack. And I shouldn't say can't do the job on Mack. He was doing his job. Mack came from behind and picked up a sack.
That's a coverage sack is who I give that credit to. The Concord defense had every one of the receivers in their route covered. It looked like Fry actually wanted to stop and maybe throw back to Jalen Whitehead on the near side, but the Concord defensive backs were all over them. A great job by the Raider defense there.
Mack's 2nd sack of the night, 7th of on the coverage there. They were trying to get the ball into Nicky Johnson. Going to bring up a 4th and 20. Will be very interesting to see what Mark Del Percio does here with the ball on the
Personally, 20 yards is a lot to ask of an offense. I'd rather set Middletown up if they can get Fry to pooch this line, but I'd punt this ball.
And you're going into the wind.
Yes,
so it would be a very difficult pass. Fry is backed up as if he's going to punt, but remember in the first half, he and Wilkins hooked up on a 4th down at what was going to be a punt, fake punt for a big first down to snap his back, and it is a little pooch punt, line drive toward the end zone. They're going to try to catch up to it and down it, and they can't. It is going to go into the end zone, so a turnover on down, or a punt there by Middletown. A big thanks to our newest partner, NKN Films, for their outstanding design on our 2016 high school football schedule poster featuring this year's games on our Fox Sports 10th anniversary team. Check out the poster at foxsports1290am. Food and Supplies post-game show will be one for the playoff. It's all coming up right after the game on the Concord Pets Food and Supplies post-game show. 8:16 to play. Concord with the ball. The handoff is to Batch, and he fights his way to the 25-yard line. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for Concord.
Nice first down effort there by Kyle Batch, but at this point, Concord's running out of time. They're 2 scores behind. They're not going to be able to do this with 4 and 5 a pop. They're just not going to have enough time to do it. They're going to have to get creative, whether they throw to the outside or try a few more of these sweep plays.
Ball's lined up between the 25 and 26-yard line. We'll call it a 2nd and about 4.5. Batch goes in motion, flags down, and gives to Avery Roberts up the middle, and he is tackle, or did Roberts?
Roberts has it. Yeah, it actually was fumbled. Avery Roberts didn't take the handoff. Kokenauer put it right in his gut, and Avery Roberts ran right past it to set up to block. He thought it was going to be a pass. It was actually fumbled, but a flag was thrown before that happened. It looked like we got an illegal shift on Concord.
And it looks like, I don't know whether Mark Del Percio will take this because they lost yardage
on
the play. and they're discussing it right now. The referee and Del Percio, they're explaining to her where the flag is, where it would come from. It's an illegal shift, and it is declined. So Concord, Middletown is going to take the loss of yardage there on the fumble. Kokenauer running back out onto the field. You know, Marty, I think this is a must-score situation for Concord.
I do too, because I really don't know. You know, when Middletown gets the ball, they're such a quick strike team. They have such good running backs. They could salt away the clock. I agree.
3rd and 8 on the 22, 7:30 to play. 13-3 lead for Middletown. Concord moving left to right. Avery Roberts and Kyle Batch in the backfield. Kokenauer drops back, and he flings it out to the side. Nemhard with a catch, but he's brought down immediately by Jalen Whitehead. No relation to Kedrick, but a nice play on defense there. Going to bring up a 4th down.
And you know, there you see, and I'm not picking on Kokenauer at all, you see the difference in the arm strength. That ball took a long time to get out there to the wide receiver, and once he did catch it, the Middletown defense was all over him, just not any chance to get anything going.
No decision here to make. They're going to kick away. Dan Smith is in, standing on his own 15-yard line. Nicky Johnston is back on his own 40, along with Shane Wilkins. 7:15 to play here in the 4th quarter. Middletown trying to complete an undefeated regular season and secure the number 1 seed, and it's going to be an illegal motion. That was Maurice Jenkins who jumped, and so that's going to cost them another 5 yards.
Yeah, and you know, just I don't know that. Excuse me, he's actually punting with the wind at this point. So you know, you've got to get off a great punt here. And you're right, you can't go for it on 4th down, because if you don't get it, you give Middletown the ball deep in your territory, this ball game's over. So you do have to get rid of it here. You just need a good bounce on the punt.
Smith now back on his 10. Receivers, or returners, I should say, move up to their 45. A nice kick by Smith, and it's going to be fielded by Johnson. He fumbles the ball, but then picks it back up on his 37-yard line, still trying to go forward. I probably would have just fallen on it at that point. I think Mark Del Percio is going to tell him the same thing. Either way, Middletown does have it, and they're going to start on, we'll see where they mark it. I think it's going to be on the 38-yard line with 7:04 to play, just trying to milk some clock at this point.
Hey, you know, John, I've listened to every single one of the games we've done. She was so excited to listen to tonight's game. So if you're out there, thanks for listening, Ampeg.
They are our number 1 fans
yes,
out there. We appreciate them and everyone who tunes in, whether you're listening on Fox Sports 1290 or watching it live on 302 Sports. We've got 7:04 to play here in the game. Middletown with a 13-3 lead. Drew Fry is jogging onto the field with his team. We're assuming Graham Roberts for Concord is done for the night. Let's hope for that young man's sake. Now, he's only a junior, so he's got all next year, but this Concord team is a completely different team with him on the field.
100%.
When we're going to do playoff games, whether we're doing them or not, we want to see teams at 100%. And we've got a whistle before the sound that's going to back them up. That is their 4th penalty of the second half. They're 8 on the night, and the type of penalties they're getting are not going to please Mark Del Percio.
No, they're not. They're just these small shoot-yourself-in-the-foot penalties that kill drives.
Drew Fry takes the snap, and he whips it over to the side, right in and out of the hands of Louis Echeverria. Should have been an interception, maybe a pick six.
I think that was a pick 6 if he hangs onto that ball. And I talked about the good hands he had in the first half. That's one of those ones, boy, you're waiting all day. It was right in his chest. He's going to look back on the film and kick himself over that one.
Not sure what the Either way, the give is to Whitehead up the middle on the 2nd and 15 play. He escapes around the right side, leaps over Echeverria, but is brought down by Avery Roberts, and still going to bring up a 3rd and about 12.
You know, I say it over and over. Whitehead does such a nice job getting away from that first contact, whether it's spinning away, using a stiff arm. He does such a nice job, sets up a short 3rd and manageable for them.
Clock is 35 to play. Middletown with a 30 lead. And the ball, 3rd and 12. Fry drops back, and he's flushed out of the pocket. Fires over the middle. Nick Johnston tips it to himself and comes down with the ball before hit by Stephen Forward. Going to be a 1st down.
That is such a great job by Drew Fry. He actually looked like he was going to run, and then at the last second realized he wasn't going to be able to get the 1st down. He saw Johnston break free over the middle and just drilled it right in his chest. Johnston, good job to corral that.
Good job keeping his eye on the ball. 1st and 10 on the 50. Fry whips it out to the side. And it is Edeline with the catch, brought down at the 45 yard line. In on the tackle that time is Eric Davis and Lennox Nemhard.
Boy, that was another, if you don't have Fry's arm, that's a dangerous pass because Nemhard was right there, but he just wasn't able to get there in time because of the velocity on the throw.
2nd and 5, ball on the Concord 45. Middletown moving right to left. It's a fake up the middle, and they whip it in the slot there. That is Wilkins. First down, brought down at the 32-yard line on the slant.
You know, Wilkins kind of ran a draw slant there. He didn't take off in the line of scrimmage at first, so his back went with another receiver, and then he cut right across to the middle. Fry, great job, great play there.
Despite needing to kill clock here, pick up by a block there. He gets it out to Nicky Johnston. Johnson makes a move, but can't escape Nemhard. Knocked out at about the 25-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 3.
You know, I talked about it before. It's just one of the underrated part of Fry's games. He did such a nice job of evading the rush in the pocket, buying himself some extra time, and then hitting Johnston again. And by the way, he's done a really nice job as well tonight.
We're at the 5-minute mark. Middletown with a 13-3 lead. A 2nd and 3 on the Concord 25-yard line. The give is to Whitehead. He escapes one tackle. He scampers around to the right side, cuts it back in. He's going to go all the way. A 25-yard touchdown is going to put this game on ice for Middletown.
You know what? That's just such a great job. And, you know, between his running and Concord's lackadaisical tackling, again, we don't see guys on Concord's side wrapping up. Whitehead took advantage of it. He broke about 2 or 3 tackles and then just turned it upfield. It looked like the Concord defenders actually thought one of us is going to get him, and then all of a sudden Whitehead has passed all of them and into the end zone.
So a 25-yard score for Kedrick Whitehead, his 14th rushing touchdown of the season, his 18th overall, and that's going to bring on Justin Guthold to try to extend this 19-3 lead for Middletown. 4:53 to play here in the fourth quarter. Nick Johnston is in on the hold. Again, Anthony Del Percio, who has held all season, missing tonight's game. They hope to have him back in 2 weeks for what will be the semifinal game of the playoffs. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:53 to play, Middletown has taken a 20-3 lead on Kedrick Whitehead's 25-yard touchdown run. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week, watching it live on 302 Sports.
Mark your calendars. Be part of this Delaware tradition that works to change the perceptions of people living with intellectual challenges and enrich the lives of Delawareans with intellectual disabilities. Enjoy the game that brings together football players, cheerleaders, band members, and buddies from more than 50 Delaware high schools. It's so much more than one night and one game. Help support the DFRC Blue Gold All-Star Football Game today at dfrc.org.
Welcome back to the Delaware High School Football Game of the Week on Fox Sports 1290.
John Busby along with Marty Sheehan. It is 20-3. The Middletown Cavaliers lead the Concord Raiders. 4:53 to play here at Cavalier Stadium. Middletown trying to complete an undefeated regular season and clinch the number 1 seed in the state tournament. They've got a bye either way, but certainly hope to claim stake to the number 1 seed. They'll be kicking off right to left as we see it. In the kickoff is Will Nylander. Echeverria and Batch are deep on their own 15-yard lines for Concord. Ref was over on the sideline talking to one of the Concord coaches here. Not sure what the issue is, but they're running over now and trying to straighten this one out. While they do, I'll remind you that tomorrow the Blue Hens play Richmond at 3:30. Down in Richmond, you can hear all the action starting with Blue Hens game day at 2:30, followed by kickoff at 3:30 as Scott Klatskin and Matt Janis bring you all the action on our station, sister station, 94.7 WDSD. Marty, what's the issue?
We have someone on the field here, and I'm not sure why. Mark Del Percio was talking to them. They're now running through the end zone, the north end zone. I'm not sure why they were back there.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure either, but they seem to have cleared.
And we actually have a penalty now, it looks like, an unsportsmanlike conduct call possibly on
Middletown. Maybe it's a delay of game because it's a Middletown player or fan, or I'm not sure why. But they did mark off 15 yards, so not sure what it is.
They didn't really get a call there.
Yeah, it's safe to say if whoever caused that is found out, they won't be back for the next game here at Cavalier Stadium.
No, he won't put up with that.
He'll take care of that. 20-3, Middletown leads Concord. 4:53 to play here at Cavalier Stadium in a game that's going very quick. The only score here in the second half, a 25-yard run by Kedrick Whitehead as Batch takes it on the 35 to the 40, cuts back across the 45, 50, trying to get back, and he could go all the way. 10, 15, touchdown, Kyle Batch, and just like that, Concord has life.
Wow, and Mark Del Percio is going to go nuts there. It was actually an odd kickoff. It landed in between the deep men and the up men, and it bounced around a few times. And, how many times do we see that at every level where the coverage actually you outkick the coverage more or less because the ball rolls around. These guys get in their lanes. They chase after the ball carrier. They were already down around the Middletown or the Concord 40-yard line. Batch just picked it up and ended up taking it to the corner and running through past everyone. He never really had to break any tackles, and then at the very end he cut it back to the middle of the field for the touchdown.
So unofficially a 60-yard touchdown run for Kyle Batch.
Untouched.
Makes it 20-9. You're right, untouched. A nice job. Like you said, I think there was a little bit of over pursuit by the defense, but also some nice blocks by Concord. And so after no scoring here in the second half in a matter of 10 seconds, we've got 13 points and counting on the board. Abraham is in the kick, and it is blocked as barreling through the line there was Kedrick Whitehead, and that's the second time that they have not been able to get that extra point up and good.
Actually, Kedrick Whitehead actually looked like he could have taken that out of the holder's hand. He was there before the kicker ever got to address the ball with his foot. So just a missed block there by Concord. And, again, just another one of those. You can't afford mistakes by Concord.
All right, we're going to take our final break here of the game. 4:42 to play. Middletown with a 29 lead over Concord.
The area's largest family-owned and operated pet supply store is proud to support University of Delaware Blue Hens football. Concord Pet Foods and Supplies with 29 locations was started here in Delaware by Larry Muchler 35 years ago. Experience the difference at Concord Pet. Their outstanding staff will help you with everything your pet needs. Plus, the frequent buyer program allows you to earn free food, litter, and more. It's Concord Pet Foods and Supplies. Online at ConcordPetFoods.com. Go Hens!
High school football on Fox Sports 1290, FoxSports1290AM.com, and iHeartRadio Fox Sports 1290.
2 touchdowns in a matter of seconds, one by each team, and Middletown's lead is now 20-9, 4:42 to play. Ahmed Ibrahim getting set to kick off, going left to right, and he booms it into the end zone. Middletown's going to take over on their own 20-yard line.
Took advantage of the win there. Great job by Ibrahim. And John, an out-of-town score. Glasgow is your Flight B champions.
Wow.
They take down St. George's 22-7. A great defensive effort by Glasgow tonight.
Congratulations to Shannon Riley, whose team was doubted as to whether or not they were a legitimate 9-0 team. We've got a penalty here, so they're going to be kicking this ball off again. Must have been an offsides on Concord. So for Concord, that is their third penalty of the night. Not what Greg Mitchell wants to see after his team guys finally got some momentum on that 60-yard touchdown
one of those,
return.
Good grief, we can't make those mistakes moments for Greg.
So again, congratulations Riley and the Glasgow Dragons. It's been a while since they've been in the playoffs. I want to say it was 2007 when they were last in the playoffs, and so they will be probably still the number 2 seed. I would think Woodbridge is going to have that 1 seed wrapped up, but either way, they'll just be thrilled to be playing an 11th game of the season. Another kick by Ibrahim. That 5 yards didn't matter as it flies into the end zone, and Middletown will start at its own 20. All right, let me tell you about the Special Olympics inaugural unified flag football season. They had 8 teams play 4-game regular season. The playoffs started this week, and so they did similar to the Division II playoffs. All 8 teams make the playoffs. The biggest upset was Caesar Rodney, number 8 seed, upsetting the number 1 Smyrna Eagles flag football team. So the semifinals are this week on Wednesday at 3:30. Seaford's going to drive all the way up to McCain to play, and then on Thursday, that CR team with a big upset, they're going to have to travel to Newark Charter to play a 3:30 game. It's unified flag football. The neatest thing is the winners of those 2 games will play in a state championship game at Delaware Stadium after the Division I game. Give us to Whitehead up the middle on 1st and 10 from the 20. He busts to the outside. A flag is thrown. It's probably going to come back, but if not, he's down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, thrown in the area of holding or an illegal block there. Let's see what the call is. Again, Whitehead, a nice job there, but a block in the back, which you rarely see on plays at the line of scrimmage, but block in the back called on Middletown, erasing a nice run again for for Kedrick Whitehead, who's done such a fabulous job on the ground tonight. He's got to be one of the most underrated running backs we've seen. No one talks about him, but all he does when we've seen him, when we see him on tape, is perform.
And we saw him live 2 weeks ago, our Crown Trophy player of the game at Apo, ran for over 200 yards, including a big 76-yard touchdown run. 4:33 to play, 1st and 15 on the 15. The fake is to Whitehead, and he whips the ball outside to Edeline, and it's incomplete. It's sails over his head, going to bring up a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, that one looked like it slipped out of Drew Fry's hand. That was about 12 feet over the receiver's head. There's nothing the receiver could do on that one.
Eric Davis on the coverage, going to bring up a 2nd and 15. 4:24 to play. So this game not over, only an 11-point lead. So 2 scores would bring Concord back. So Middletown's got to hang on to the ball and kill some clock here. The give is to Whitehead on the sweep left, and he is brought down by Eric Davis with the initial contact, and he's going to pick up to about the 27-yard line, going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
You know, and Whitehead did it again, though. He was stopped. Davis had him. He ended up making the tackle, but not before Whitehead was able to fall forward for another 2 or 3 yards.
3rd and 3, ball on the 27-yard line. Need to get to the 30 here. Not 2-down territory, that's for sure. Fry drops back, and he fires it, and it's in and out of the hands. Might have been tipped. Trying to hit Shane Wilkins. In on defense was Stephen Forwood. Fans looking for an interference. I don't think there was.
Yeah, actually, I think they were upset. Avery Roberts sort of lowered the boom on the receiver after the pass got by. Actually, excuse me, it was not Avery Roberts. It was number 12, which is Stephen Forwood, who actually delivered that hit. I'm actually surprised, to tell you the truth, at all the throwing we've seen from Middletown in this second half. I mean, obviously, Coach Del Percio knows what he's doing, but I would have thought a Whitehead run was coming there on 3rd and short.
I agree with you. They are, trying to kill the clock, you would think, but instead they're going to be punting away with 3:50 to play and a 20-9 lead. They barely get the punt off, and it's going to bounce and take a Concord bounce, and basically kind of like a chip shot over the green.
That just died. It hit the turf, which you rarely ever see on an artificial field.
And so Concord is going to take over at their Middletown 46-yard line with 3:43 to play, and it's safe to say here, Marty, they've got to score on this one.
This is it, yeah. They need 2 consecutive scores. I believe they have all 3 timeouts remaining, but it's not going to matter if they can't get something going. And I think it's almost a given. They're going to have to put the ball in the air to make this happen. They're just not going to be able to ram this down Middletown's throats.
Just took a peek out the window here. The flag is blowing left to right, and that's the way Concord is going. 2 guys in the backfield. The give is to Nemhard, and he escapes a couple tackles, picks up about 4 yards, brought down at the 42-yard line.
Nemhard did a great job just to corral that pitch. It was actually thrown about a half yard behind him. He had to reach back with his right hand to bring that in, so they're very lucky. And then not only does he corral it, but he runs for 4 yards.
3:23 and ticking, 29 lead for Middletown here. 2nd and 6, ball on the 42-yard line. It's a fake, and Kokenauer drops back, looking over the middle. He's flushed out of the pocket there by Lockwood, escapes, and then slides to a stop at the 39-yard line, going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
You know, I think Kokenauer was looking for Ryan Fields, who was running down the far side, but he tripped when he came off the line of scrimmage, and when the quarterback Kokenauer looked up for him, he still hadn't been able to regain his balance, so it killed that play. Nice job by Kokenauer to get positive yardage. I would think he would have preferred to run out of bounds there. I'm not really sure why he slid. I think that might be just an instinct coming into play.
3rd and 3, ball on the 39-yard line of Middletown as Concord is trying to extend this drive. Probably a 2-down territory no matter what. The give is to Batch, and he cuts it back and picks up the 1st down, taken down at the 33.
Boy, Batch has really been the saving grace for this offense in the second half. He's done such a nice job picking up positive yardage every time he touches the ball. He slices and dices his way through that line, just really doing a nice job. And I'm surprised we're not seeing as much urgency as I would think from Concord at this point.
That kickoff return by Batch was his 3rd of the season. Looked like Concord was offsides there, but no call. They're throwing it deep and out of bounds. They were trying to hit Jared Hill.
You know, it's amazing you say that. The ref behind the play actually reached in, and it looked like he couldn't pull the flag out and eventually gave up because he couldn't pull it out of his pocket. The play had already started because that should have been blown dead. There was movement on both sides of the ball before that ball was ever snapped. So actually kind of lucky there for Middletown.
2nd and 10, ball on the Middletown 33. Concord moving left to right as we see it. 2:10 to play here. as Middletown's trying to complete an undefeated season and notch a number 1 seed. Concord with a loss here would still be in the playoffs, but probably an away game instead of a home game. Kokenauer with a handoff inside. That's Simpson, and kind of catches the Middletown defense off guard, and he picks up about 9 yards, going to be a yard shy, 3rd and 1 at the 24.
Excuse me, I thought they were thinking the same thing I was, that there's going to be a pass there. Simpson went on the draw and did a
design on our 2016 high school football schedule poster featuring this year's games and our Fox Sports 10th anniversary team. Check out the poster at foxsports1290am.com and visit nknfilms.com for all your video needs. And Marty, you already talked about Glasgow clinching the Blue Hen Flight B title with a win over St. George's, and we want to give a shout out to Shannon Riley, the head coach at Glasgow High. This is the first year since I've been doing this that we weren't able to figure out how to get a game of theirs on the schedule to fit in with what we needed and wanted to do. And we're not going to apologize because we schedule games what we feel we need and have to do, but we do want to know, Shannon Riley, to know how much we appreciate all he does. The give is to Kyle Bash, and he's driven backwards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Lockwood in on the tackle along with Kedrick Whitehead. So I'm not going to say I'm surprised by the call because they're not a passing team and it was short down situation, but field goal here and then try an onside kick because of the missed extra point by Middletown on their 2nd touchdown. That gives them an opportunity here to keep this a game where a field goal would tie the game if they're able to then get the onside kick and score again.
Yeah,
I say tie the game if they score that second time.
Yes, exactly. And this is the case where if you could get down close enough and you had a good kicker, which they do, you'd always consider trying to kick a field goal to give yourself as much time left on the clock as you could and then try for an onside kick. I don't know if they feel anywhere comfortable enough. They're still not near close enough right now, but just to take into account, the wind is blowing that direction, which is one of the reasons I bring that up, if they're able to get down close enough but can't seal the deal.
And right now, a field goal would be a 47-yarder, and even in August is 34, so even with the wind at his back. 4th and 2, I'm calling it 4th end of ball game. If the Raiders can't score here, moving left to right, they're trying to get Middletown to jump off sides. Kokenauer falls back, fires it into the slot on the slant. That's Jared Hill. He's got it, and the 1st down to the 15-yard line, so still life here for Concord.
And one of those hits, I couldn't see who the Middletown defender was, but again, these kids who get into the habit of trying to deliver the big hit instead of tackling. That time Jared Hill took the hit, absorbed it, and then got a couple more yards. But I'd love to see these kids wrap up more than just trying to deliver that big ESPN SportsCenter style hit.
1st and 10, ball on the 16. The clock is running. Mitchell's got 1 timeout left by my count. 2 running backs in the backfield. Kokenauer drops back, fires to the end zone, and it's incomplete. And 2 Middletown defenders on the coverage there, and the receiver haven't been able to see his number yet. He went into the fence, and he's down.
He hit that fence pretty hard.
It's Echeverria.
Yeah.
He's up and coming out on his own power.
I tell you what, I love the throw by Kokenauer. He put it in the back of the end zone and just sort of let Echeverria run under it. Unfortunately, you run out of real estate real quick behind that south end zone, and Echeverria did, and looked like he hit pretty hard, but it looks like he's okay.
1:14 to play. Middletown with a 20-9 lead. 2nd and 10 for Concord. They refuse to go away. A big pickup on the 4th down to that pass to Jared Hill on the slant. Gave Concord some life here, moving left to right. Avery Roberts is in the backfield along with Kyle Batch, and they give it to Batch. It looks like he may have tried to pull up and throw it. Instead, he tucks it, and he's going to run. Should have gotten out of bounds. Instead, he cuts back up, and so the clock is going to continue to run. He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A little scuffling there at the bottom of the pile. The ref standing right there, though, overseeing that. No flags on the play.
And you're right. I actually think Batch, that was designed to be a pass. The receiver was well covered, but then, he used the instinct kicks in, and he cut it back to the middle of the field instead of just getting out of bounds and saving a timeout.
And instead, Mitchell was going to have to take the timeout. Unfortunately, he let about 10 seconds go off the clock before he made the call there, and so there's going to be 45.7 seconds left, and Mitchell is talking to the refs about something after that play. I think is what he's complaining about, maybe some extracurricular activity, and he just throws his hands up. He's frustrated. He's trying to win a ball game without his star player. Graham Roberts left. I think it was the first drive of the second.
Yes,
second
I believe
half,
it was. Yeah,
and haven't seen him back since then. In fact, he hasn't had his helmet on over the sideline. We only hope that he is able to get back for what will be a playoff game for Concord, win or lose tonight. It looks like they are going to take a loss with 45 seconds left, trailing by 11. Trying to put one last-ditch effort here to get into the end zone, although they're at a point where I agree with you, Marty. Maybe you try a field goal.
And
get the ball back.
Yeah, and try an onside kick. You know, your goal is to extend the game as much as you can.
And you have no timeouts left. So that means that they've either got to score or they've got to stay in bounds. Obviously, an incomplete won't kill him because it'll still bring up only a fourth down. Kokenauer in a rare shotgun position. He drops back, and he's under pressure, and it's going to be a hit to the head.
Yeah, a face mask / hit to the head there. Looked like that was number 49, Josh Freeman, who was going for the sack. Kokenauer tried to sidestep him and actually took a shot right to the face.
And it wasn't an intentional shot to the face. He did kind of that swimmer's move on the way in that they call it, and he just swiped the face, and it was definitely a penalty. No argument from the Middletown sideline. Going to extend the drive. It was 3rd and 9. It's going to bring up a first down. They'll march at 15 yards from the 24-yard line. So that will take it down and make it. Actually, you're going to be shy of the first down. The way high school rules are.
Yes.
You do it from the spot of the foul, and it's not an automatic first down. So the clock is running. They can't stop it.
I'm not sure they know the clock is running.
Yeah, I'm not sure either because I don't think it should have started, but it is what it is. Kokenauer drops back. He lofts it into the end zone looking for Jared Hill. Goes out the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Going to bring up a fourth down. 25 seconds left to play.
Yeah, there you got to give your receiver a chance to catch, and he threw that a good 8 to 10 yards out of the back of the end zone. It doesn't hurt a lot because it kills the clock, which I agree with you. I was kind of surprised the clock started running. Concord did not look like they were prepared for it. They still have a shot. This is where it's 4th and 6. I would try to kick the field goal here. They're not going to do it, but I think it's worth taking the risk.
4th and 6, ball on the Middletown 13-yard line, the right hash mark. Kokenauer in the shotgun. He drops back, the rush is on, and he's brought down from behind, and that's going to be the ball game, thanks to junior John Smith.
Wow, we haven't heard John Smith's name much tonight, but he just did a leaping dive onto the back of Dylan Kokenauer to put an emphatic end to this one. Kokenauer just not able to find anyone down deep. A great job by the secondary of Middletown, and then this one's going to go in the books. And for Mark Del Percio, another unbeaten season.
Mark Del Percio with 3 state championships. He put together a run of 5 straight years in the state title game. Before that was snapped last year by Salesianum in that heartbreaking loss up at Baynard Stadium. I didn't cover that game, or we didn't cover that game, I should say, but I was up there watching it from the press box, and it was tough to watch, Mark Del Percio, but, if they want to win state championships, that's all they try to do here at Middletown. Winning the conference title is great, but it's not the end all.
That's right.
It's winning the state championship, and they're going to walk away with a 10-0 undefeated season here with 18 seconds left to play. No timeouts for Concord, so as soon as they snap this ball, this game will be over.
And by the way, should they continue on in the playoffs, the road to the Delaware Stadium now goes through Middletown. Whoever they face in the semis would have to come here.
They are the number 1 seed in the tournament, the 10-0 undefeated weekend with a 20-9 victory over Concord. Marty and I will be back shortly with the Concord Pet Foods and Supplies postgame show. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week on Fox Sports 1290 and watching it live on 302 Sports.
iHeartRadio, straight from the studio with Bon Jovi.
This picture jumped out at me. This old stone house was in disrepair. And I said, that's a song. I said, this house is not for sale. It's obviously a very proud house.
Jovi's new album, This House Is Not For Sale, on iTunes now. Sponsored by Island Records. Find more by searching Bon Jovi at iHeartRadio.com.
Every body is unique, and every mind is equally unique. That's the Dover Gym philosophy. And thanks to this week's half-price hookup, they'll help you reach your fitness goals for half the price. Right now, log on to foxsports1290am.com and get a 1-year membership for just $99.50. Challenge yourself with yoga, spin, Zumba, Sweat Fest, and more. Dover Gym is open 24/7 with everything you need for a successful fitness journey. Get your half-off membership right now at foxsports1290am.com.
Hey, it's me, your house talking. Do me a favor. Go to Lowe's and get new flooring. They have a great range of stylish wood-look tile that'll make me look beautiful for the holidays. If you do that for me, I'll start taking out the trash for you.
I'd love to give it to someone else.
How would I do that? I can't do that.
Make your home happy and go to Lowe's for great deals, like 10% off wood look floor tile. Offer valid 11/9 through 11/16. Selection varies by location. Discount takes.
Are tough, and they can be very smart in learning how to avoid traps while they ravage your product. Call Royal Pest. Royal Pest has a history of success protecting food and other products in warehouses, silos, mills, and other facilities up and down the East Coast. Royal Pest, planet-friendly solutions to your pest problems.
Crown Trophy of Glasgow and Wilmington are excited to announce our new varsity letter sport balls in football, basketball, baseball, and softball. These are real sport balls that are professionally embroidered and individualized for the athlete. They can also be used for championship game recognition as the championship game ball. These sports balls make a great gift and are an amazing way to showcase your varsity letter and achievement. Make sure to get your varsity letter sport ball at Crown Trophy of Glasgow and Wilmington. Visit crowntrophy.com.
Want to watch high school sports live? Go to 302sports.com. Each week, we will be live streaming high school sporting events to our 302 Sports YouTube channel. Go to our homepage and click live stream to join our 302 Sports channel to see our upcoming schedule. What are you waiting for? Join today for the best coverage of high school sports in Delaware. 302 Sports. Don't miss the action. All Delaware, all sports. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 302 Sports.
Welcome to the Concord Pet Foods and Supplies postgame show on Fox Sports 1290. Brought to you by Concord Pet Foods and Supplies. With 29 locations in the area, there's bound to be a Concord pet near you. ConcordPetFoods.com.
Congratulations to the Middletown Cavaliers as they wrap up a perfect 10-0 season and the number 1 seed in the upcoming state tournament playoffs. John Busby along with Marty Sheehan, and Middletown has secured a 20-9 victory over a Concord Raider team that is now 7-3. They will still be in the playoffs, but most likely, according to Greg Mitchell, with the loss, will now be traveling somewhere instead of hosting what, who knows, may have been a morning breakfast at Concord Stadium, as they typically play their home games in the morning. But not to be, as the Middletown Cavaliers take away a 20-9 victory despite missing 3 starters from both sides of the ball. Those guys play on both sides of the ball, and so Mark Del Percio, I know, is very relieved. I talked to him shortly before the game that they have 2 weeks now to get those guys hopefully back to 100% and on the field. A game marred by a lot of penalties. I count unofficially 10 for Middletown and 9 for Concord. 5 turnovers between both, 2 fumbles for Concord, 2 fumbles, and an interception for Middletown. The scoring, pretty simple. Drew Fry with a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 7-0 with 3:48 to play in the first quarter. Concord scored on a 31-yard field goal by Ahmed Ibrahim to make it 7-3 with 5:52 left in the second quarter. And then on the very next drive, Drew Fry hit Kenny Edeline with a 29-yard pass. The mixed extra point made it a 13-3 score, and that's where we went into the half. No scoring in the third quarter. In fact, no scoring at all in the second half until, with 4:35 to play, a 25-yard touchdown run by Kedrick Whitehead more or less sealed the game, although on the very next kickoff, Kyle Batch ran it back. I have it unofficially as a 60-yarder to pull Concord within 20-9, and that's where it would end. Middletown punted, and Concord ended up giving it back over, the game ending on the downs. Fry took the 1 snap and a knee, and the teams shook hands at midfield. Your thoughts on the game, Marty?
You know, I think if you're Concord, you're down, but you have a lot to take away from this game, a lot of positive. Defensively, so hold this Middletown, this high-powered team, and yeah, Middletown did shoot themselves in the foot often, but to hold them to 20 points on their home field when they're going for an undefeated season and the number 1 seed and the conference title, not a bad accomplishment. I also think if you're a member of the Concord defense, you want to go into that offensive meeting room this week and say, hey, guys, how about a little help here? You know, we're going to sue for non-support. My goodness, we had to do everything. But I really think this was a good game for both teams in that Middletown, they were forced to struggle. As a coach, like you said, Mark Del Percio is going to go nuts about some of those penalties, but they also struggled on the field somewhat. They weren't 100% crisp like we've seen them play. I think that bodes well for them going into the playoffs because they're going in with a little bit of an edge. They had a tough last game. They had to scratch and claw their way against a really good opponent. For Concord, it's going to be tough if Graham Roberts can't go next week. I hope he can, both for our benefit, because we love watching him play whether we're doing the game or not, and for Concord because he's such a good ball player. He's such a difference maker on that side. Either way, it looks like the playoffs are going to be a lot of fun. If Graham can't go, Concord does have some other weapons, but it's going to be very difficult.
All right, we apologize for that technical difficulty. We got disconnected for some reason. We are now back, and we'll talk about the games for these two teams next week. Neither one really knows what they're doing as far as their next games. Middletown knows they won't play again for 2 weeks as they stretch out at midfield. We watch that going on in front of us as we're here with the Concord Pets post-game show. They have the number 1 seed and the automatic bye that goes with it. Concord knows it will be in the playoffs. They know they will be playing next week, just not sure if it will be home or away and who it will be against. All right, we're going to take our break during this post-game show. When we come back, we'll announce the Crown Trophy Player of the Game and talk about our next game here on Fox Sports 1290. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week and watching it live on 302 Sports. Middletown 20, Concord 9. Welcome back to Middletown, where the Cavaliers have completed a perfect 10-0 regular season with a 29 victory over the Concord Raiders. John Busby along with Marty Sheehan, and this is the Concord Pet Foods and Supplies post-game show. It's now time to announce our Crown Trophy Player of the Game. Crown Trophy in Glasgow and Wilmington have always been proud supporters of Fox Sports 1290 and the student-athletes in the state of Delaware. Visit Crown Trophy for all the best in trophies, and make sure to check out their all-new varsity letter sports balls. Continuing with the Crown Trophy tradition, each player of the game this season will win a customized Crown Trophy award plaque, and the school will receive one as well for its trophy case. Visit crowntrophy.com radio.com. Marty, your Crown Trophy player of the game.
Two guys stood out to me tonight, Kedrick Whitehead and Drew Fry. They both did a great job. Kedrick Whitehead, both times we've seen him, a couple weeks ago against Apo, he was absolutely fantastic, ran for 200 yards, had that long touchdown run, and I was kind of looking for a reason not to give a duplicate award, and Drew Fry provided it. He did a really great job running this offense tonight. He accounted for 2 touchdowns, one through the air, one on the ground. He also, they threw the ball more than we thought they would in the second half against a pretty tough wind at times. He did a great job, and what you don't see with Fry is those mix-up with the center quarterback exchange. You don't see the muffed handoffs. Everything runs like a perfectly oiled machine, and this kid's only a sophomore. So for me, the Crown Trophy player of the game is Drew Fry.
All right, congratulations to the sophomore, Drew Fry. We've had a couple underclassmen this year.
Yes, we have.
Pretty impressive. It's the future is bright for the Delaware High School football scene. All right, that puts a wrap on our coverage of the 2016 regular season, and we look forward to bringing you coverage of a first-round playoff game, one of the semifinals, and, of course, the Division I championship game. We won't know where we'll be until the tournament bracket is announced on Sunday, but we will announce it on social media and the website as soon as we know where our Fox Sports 1290 crew and the 302 Sports crew will be for the playoff action. That's going to do it for tonight. A big thanks to our producer, Ronnie Vickers, for keeping us up and running back in the Fox Sports 1290 studio, not only tonight, but all season long. Benny Pinella and Ronnie, our producers, have done a great job for our broadcast. And, of course, thanks to Nick Halliday and his crew from 302 Sports on site here with us at the stadium. For Marty Sheehan, I'm John Busby. Once again, your final score, Middletown 20, Concord 9. From here in Middletown until next week from a yet-to-be-determined site of a first-round playoff game. Have a great sports week, everybody. We disconnected. He texted me. I don't know why or how.
What did he text you to tell you we're back?
To tell her we disconnected. As soon as I saw it, I hit the mute button, and we got right back on. But then I couldn't hear the, as you saw, I couldn't hear the station, so he was texting me to tell me what was going on.
Yeah, Mike texted me and said, I can't hear you.